recently heard a homily advocating that St. Thomas the Apostle preached in the Americas, and that there was evidence of this found in Peru when the Spanish explored it. The priest said that this should be worthy of belief if we are to take Jesus at his word when he told his apostles to preach to all nations. I see that the Catholic Encyclopedia mentions St. Thomas's supposed adventures as something of a legend, and doesn't take it too seriously. I'm wondering what Charles has to say about this matter, and if Catholics should advocate for this view of history.
Well, since Charles wasn't there, he doesn't know. It's true that the Catholic Encyclopedia in general takes these legends very lightly. But that's unwise. Like anything else, we certainly would need to examine it. It's a pretty sure deal that Venerable, or is she Blessed, Maria de Agreda, has she been beatified?
I don't think so.
No, so Venerable Maria de Agreda bilocated and taught the Indians in our Southwest. Now, if a relatively obscure nun in Spain could do that, is it beyond belief to think that an apostle of our Lord could have done it?
But this seemed... Oh, have done it as in bilocation?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't there, I don't know.
I mean, so what's kicked into this question kind of is where... We just sort of lost track of St. Thomas, where he went? I mean...
Well, no. We know he went to India, or as they say, to the Indies. And of course, remember, the Indies, to the early explorers, meant both East and West Indies. Now, it does seem a bit much to think that St. Thomas could have gone from India, where we know he was, through the Indian Ocean, across the Pacific, and to the New World. That might be a bit difficult to believe. But could he have bilocated?
Okay, so you're saying, in your
strange
worldview opinion, you're saying natural means, like a voyage, like St. Brendan, perhaps, is off the table.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because we don't know.
Well, where did St. Thomas die?
He died in India.
Okay. Wow. Well, okay.
He died in India, near Madras. And there's a lot we just don't know about him. Now, another story which I read was the Spanish went into another temple. I forget if it was in Peru or in Mexico. But you know that each of the apostles, their statues have conventional signs, so you know who they are.
Okay.
I forget them all, but there are. And of course, our more recent ancestors, many of whom couldn't read, would always know which apostle was whom when they would go into a church.
Interesting.
Well, they could read churches the way we can't. You know, we go in there and we stand there with our tongues open, looking, oh, wow, it's beautiful. But our illiterate, quote-unquote, ancestors could go in and read them. Because they were brought up on the symbols, you see. Because we're much smarter, though, because we can use the internet. Anyway, so a group of Spanish explorers went to this obscure temple that was kind of run down, and they were told there was a treasure in the interior. So of course they went to see that and nick it. They go in, and what they found was what to them appeared to be a statue of Saint Bartholomew the Apostle.
Where is this? Peru?
Yeah, Peru. Yeah, I think Peru.
Okay.
Now, that's the only account I've ever read of such a thing about Saint Bartholomew. But again, if St. Thomas could bilocate, perhaps St. Bartholomew bilocated. Who knows? I don't. What I do know is that since we have seen those sorts of miracles since the time of the apostles, even up into our own, it kind of beggars belief to think that some of the apostles, anyway, at least, would have been incapable of them. So the real question is, how reliable are the witnesses? How reliable is the information that's proffered? Not, oh, that couldn't have happened.
Okay.
And since I'm not familiar with the material, I can't pass a judgment on the material. What I can say is that since at the very least we know about bilocation, it certainly could have happened that way.
Okay, well, okay, so one of these standard, I don't know, but don't rule it out. Certainly don't rule it out answers.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. No, I know everything, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't believe me, you ask my ma. She would have told you, but she's dead.